Hey everyone, it's the end of April. So I started this vlog in March, but this is the first full month that I've done now. End of April, 30th of April, Tuesday, 6:43 a.m, payday, on my way to work, onto Horsham. I worry a lot about work. I worry that my personal life is leading to too many distractions. I'm not doing a very good job, although I'm trying very hard. At some point, this contract's going to come to an end, and my company will have to find me a new client to work with. And the problem is I worry that I'm making myself unemployable because of the restricted hours that I'm currently working on. That's my main worry. Nobody's going to want me. That, and if I need to care for Liz, which I'm quite prepared to do, somebody's going to have to give, right? So my high-flying life of employment might have to come to an end as we know it. I'm trying very hard to hold on at the moment in my life. As I say, I use spending money as like a distraction, you know. I think I've had 2 nervous breakdowns in my life so far. The first one was in about 1997, 98. And what precipitated that really was having my bicycle stolen. I'd ridden my bike round to my Auntie Pamela's house, and someone had come around the back and just ridden it off. And that was I was living in Portsmouth at the time. My aunt lived in Gosport. If you know that area, there's a stretch of water between the two. You have to get the ferry across. And basically I just kind of went a bit nuts because my independence has been taken away from me, you know. It sounds like such a small thing, but I think it tipped me over the edge, you know. Work was a ball ache as well, and it's when I first went on to the antidepressants. And now I was on them for about a year, and I decided to come off them voluntarily because I was worried that they were addictive. I don't know if they are or not. Anyway, I took, I think 2 weeks off work, medical sort of leave, and went back to work eventually because I was super paranoid about my job. Now, I am actually very conscientious and I try and do a good job, but it's like there's so many things to juggle at the moment, you know, that it's kind of, it's very hard to concentrate on everything and keep everybody happy at once. And as I've said before, I worry that I'm keeping nobody happy. Now, my second nervous breakdown also kind of involved transport. My car was hit from behind and written off. Again, you know, there's that theme of independence going away, right? And I got very depressed again. Ended up back on the antidepressants. This must have been 10 years ago, and I'm still on them. I'm quite happy on them. I'm on fluoxetine, which is Prozac basically. And what happened was I just kind of lost my mind, and this time the first time it happened I had counselling, but I didn't really like the counsellor. I'll be honest with you, and I don't mean this in like a weird way, I get on much better with women than I do with men. Not, you know, and it's not an absolute rule, right? And there are lots of men I get on with, but I would prefer to talk to women. I prefer women bosses generally. If my boss is watching this, that's no slight against you. You're an excellent boss. but generally speaking, it's a generalisation, right? So anyway, I had counselling again, and it was like this was the time that I decided to take my stepbrother to court for the aforementioned historic abuses, which lasted a number of years when I was young. He was 8 years older than me. I lost that case, but I think I got a lot of it out of my system, you know, and now, of course, we have this current crisis with Liz, and I'm just trying to cope as best I can while still keeping my job and keeping people happy. And talking about this kind of stuff openly, this is kind of like counselling and therapy for me, but I don't have to trouble other people. I used to worry that my counsellor, I would overburden her, you know, with some of the crap I used to come out with. When I say crap I used to come out with, I don't mean it was made up. I mean just like some of the bullshit in my life, you know. So my early life, I was born in 1971 in a place called Stroud in Gloucestershire, but all my family are from the Gosport sort of south coast area. I'm not going to go into mega detail here because my mum, you never know, my mum might watch this one day and I don't want to upset her, but you know, stuff happened. My mum and dad split up. I ended up living with my dad and my grandma down in Gosport again, and my dad was killed in a car crash when I was aged 3. August, I think it was August 23rd, 1974. That's 50 years ago this year. My mum filed for custody. I was made a ward of court. There was a big custody battle. My mum won. And then what happened was I ended up living with my mum and my first stepdad. And then my stepbrother moved in. And then things started to happen, right? My mum and stepdad tried very hard to run a couple of businesses, but lost at least one house because of that. And then when I was age 20, my mum left my stepdad again, and I lost all the money I'd invested in the house because we'd won some money some years before. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, the first 20 years of my life I regard as an absolute unmitigated disaster, right? And then what happened was I moved in with my grandma again, a second time. She's a saint. And essentially rebuilt my life from there, you know? But I've always kind of been a bit teetering on the edge, do you know what I mean? Because of things that have happened to me in the past. You know, it's... So this is why I'm a bit fragile, I suppose, in a way. But with this current crisis with Liz, I am trying not to completely lose my mind. I don't know how I am doing. As I say, talking this through with people really helps, like you, the supposed audience. I'm trying to hold on, you know. In a couple of weeks' time, Liz will have been in hospital for 5 months. That's a bloody long time. It's a very long time for me to be at home on my own, going slightly madder. And I'm also, you know, conversely, the other side of the coin, I'm quite nervous and worried about having to look after her and potentially having her life in my hands, you know? What if I'm trying to suction her or something and she has another panic attack and has another heart attack or something, you know what I mean? So basically, I think I started this vlog because my life is at a point of change, you know? And it's a way of helping me cope, really. And also it's a way of helping me ramble on and try and get thoughts clear in my head. You know how they say dreams are like your mind sort of having a spring clean and organising memories and stuff? This is kind of how I view this vlog and all the stuff I put on Facebook about Liz and how she's doing. You know, it's kind of, like I say, It's therapeutic for me. And no one has to watch these vlogs. I don't care. You know, you can not watch if you want. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. But I'm still going to talk about this stuff, you know. And yeah, my mum has started having accidents, falling over and stuff. So I'm obviously worried about her. I'm worried about Liz's mum. Liz's dad died in November. You know, she's very vulnerable. And there's some stuff going on with Liz's brother that I'm not going to go into detail about here, but it was pretty heavy over the weekend. I was trying to help out there. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to embarrass him, but that wasn't good. So if you are still listening this far, thank you very much. It's quite a long drive to work when I go to work. You see, I worry that I don't go to work enough, that I don't go to the office enough, but then again, you know, people don't turn up, or I don't have enough meetings in the office to justify driving in. Do you know, it's just kind of... I overthink everything. I overthink everything. But I do worry that at some point I'm going to lose my income, you know? And I'm in a good position in that I don't have a mortgage, but keep spending money because it's a way of distracting myself from the real world. And I've always distracted myself from the real world. I've always hidden in fantasy worlds, either in my own head of my own making or books. You know, I think it's why I'm a Doctor Who sci-fi fan, because it's an escape from the real world, you know, probably because of what happened to me in the first 20 years of my life, you know. It's just like I don't want this to be a woe is me kind of thing. I'm just telling it as it is, you know. It's yeah, and also, if I want my ultimate aim of being recreated as a hologram 500 years in the future with all my memories and stuff, then I've got to tell you all this stuff, right? To build up the profile. There you go. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot. 50 years this year since my dad died. My dad died age 29. I'm older than he ever was. I'm 52. I'll be 53 this year. He never even made it to his 30s. I mean, like, it's just mind-boggling, right? I mean, if he hadn't died in 1974, you know, he might be dead by now, right? But he never got that chance. He never lived beyond 29, and I'm older than he ever was. It's like if he was to come back magically today, I've got more world experience than he ever had, and that's my father, right? So how does that was weird, right? You know? So, Anthony, my son, was named after my dad, if you hadn't already worked that out. No reason why you should have done, because I hadn't mentioned his name, but that's, yeah, I deliberately kind of did that. When Anthony was born, Anthony wasn't eating, taking his milk. He would take like maybe an ounce of milk and then stop, and he would be bringing up all this green stuff. We took him to the hospital, and this very condescending doctor grabbed him and took him away from us and said, "Oh, you're just not feeding him properly." Like, you know, he wasn't our first child. We knew there was something wrong. And then after a few days of sitting with him in the hospital, I asked a nurse if she could feed him, and she said, "Oh, he's very floppy, isn't he?" And I'm like, "Yes, thank you." So they rushed him down to the x-ray with a barium scan, and basically he had not a twisted bowel, a knotted bowel. So when you are forming in the womb of your mother, apparently your intestines kind of form first, and then your body kind of grows over them. Basically, his bowel had got knotted, and he had to have a section removed. So Anthony didn't have a great start in life. And that was nearly another nervous breakdown for me, because we were chasing the ambulance, the blue light ambulance, going down the motorway to Southampton. As soon as they discovered there was a problem, bang, on an ambulance to the children's ward at Southampton, and they were brilliant, right? And I was chasing this ambulance down the motorway in the middle of the night, and I absolutely lost it, because I thought the world was trying to deprive me of time with Anthony Summersgill, right? It had already taken one Anthony Summersgill away from me, my dad, and it was trying to take another one away from me. So, and then Anthony has got these issues now. Anthony's autistic, basically. He has the body of a 19-year-old, but the mind of, I would say now, a 13-year-old. You know, when he was a kid, if we had unexpected visitors, total meltdown. Like any disruption to his routine, total meltdown. If anyone was coming, for example, my mum to visit, we would have to be telling him a week ahead of time. Don't forget, so and so's coming on Sunday. Don't forget, so and so. You know, and he's got special needs. He's getting universal sort of credit PIP payments. He's entitled to a Motability car if he wants one, but he doesn't drive. Not interested. You know, luckily we've kept him in mainstream education the whole time. But I just feel that life keeps kicking me in the teeth. Do you know what I mean? I had a family, a couple of kids, couple of cats. It was all perfect, you know, and problems keep arising, and it's just, and they're big problems, right? And I just worry, I just get annoyed that life just keeps kicking me in the teeth all the time. And I'm trying to do my best at work, and I'm trying to keep a hold of it all, and sometimes it's very difficult, you know. Sometimes it's very difficult. And good afternoon. Sorry if I got a bit maudlin this morning. It's just nearly 3 o'clock and I'm heading back to Basingstoke with a police car right in front of me, so I need to be careful. I've had a blinding day at work. I am on fire today. I got so much done. Everything I'd planned to do and more. Was even given a new task, knocked it out within half an hour. That's the sort of day I like. Been paid, so I've topped up all the accounts. Just got to try and pay off Liz's credit card now. You see, Liz and I have this arrangement. I can use her credit card as long as I pay it off every month. Unfortunately, I might not be able to do that this month because I bought the new Shark vacuum cleaner. Anyway, it's my responsibility to pay it off, so any late fees or whatever, interest, I mean, that's my problem, right? I've told her it will get paid off. Yeah, so anyway, I'm on the way home, well, to the hospital. A very lovely lady named Priyanka has just given me some flowers for Liz. They're beautiful, and I'll show them to Liz, but it'll have to be in a photo, I'm afraid, because unfortunately you're not allowed to take flowers into the hospital. It's a bit of a bummer, but I will put them in a nice vase at home and look after them. It's why I bought Liz a Jellycat, you know, plushy flower for her room, which is one of the gang that's in her room at the moment. So she's got about a dozen cuddly toys. People keep sending things to her, and she's got Ralph, who's her number one, who I took in when she first went into hospital. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful, gorgeous day. Little bit gusty maybe, but it's beautiful, and I've had an amazing day. And I even managed to eke out my sandwiches. Normally I've been known to eat them all before 9 o'clock, get to the office about 7:30. I've been known to eat most of them before 8 o'clock. I managed to actually eke them out today, so that's good. Also, and I'll show you later if I remember, a new Radio Times has come out, and it's got 3 Doctor Who covers, and I just went and bought them all in Smith's. Also got a gift card for my mum for her birthday. I was bidding on an orange Lego plushie spaceman on eBay, but the price has gone ballistic. Well, more than I was willing to pay. To be honest, I was uncomfortable paying the bid that I put in, if I'm honest with you. So it's a slight relief, actually, that someone's outbid me. It's the only one I could find. So basically, I've got when we went to Legoland, I picked up a red, a blue, and what's the other colour? Red, blue. Oh my God, I've gone blank. Yellow? I can't remember now. Anyway, I knew there was a white one as well, and I got that off eBay, and he arrived yesterday. Almost simultaneously, I found out that there's also an orange one. Yeah. Plus an alien, one of the aliens from this year's range of Lego City Space sets. So, anyway, it was all getting a bit much. I mean, there's loads more colours they could do. There's officially there's a brown Lego Space minifig, a black. You could get away with a grey. Light blue possibly, but yeah. Anyway, I've just posted on Facebook if one of my friends in America would be willing to go to a Target and pick them up for me. They are Target exclusives, I believe. I've said, I'll pay postage, the cost of the items, etc., etc. Got a reply almost immediately from my friend Amy, which is very nice. Hopefully she'll find them in her local Target. But yeah, that's my plan B. I'm very fortunate to have lots of friends in America, most of whom I've never physically met, some of whom I have physically met. Some of them are from Armchair General days. I used to be the military history editor of the Armchair General website for years, and chief administrator of the forums as well. That was a long time ago. My first trip to the States was paid for by Eric Weeder, who owned Armchair General. Anyway, that was nice. So yeah, some people I know from those days, some people I know from Douglas Adams sort of fandom, some people I know from Lego. I've got so many sort of different interests, some of which cross over. It's kind of weird, right, when you go to an Action Man day and you bump into one of your Doctor Who friends. It's like, whoa, weird, right? It's like a crossing of realities. Yeah, anyway, so I asked, I'm lucky enough, as I say, to have lots of friends in America. I am a bit of a UK snob, I'll be honest with you. And I have butted heads with a few people before, but I don't mean them any animosity, really. It's just me being a dickhead. I can be a dickhead very easily, as I'm sure you've probably worked out from my annoying Amazon short videos I've posted, I can be a right tosspot at times. I try not to be, but sometimes the red mist, the red mist. Oh, it's a whole line of cows literally walking in a queue along that field. Are they being called in for milking? Probably. But they were very, very orderly queue it was. 2 abreast. Very orderly. Yeah. Must be nice to be a cow in this weather. I bet the grass is nice. Nice and sunny. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I'm hoping to be able to complete my Lego plush Spaceman collection at some point, unless they don't stop bringing out new colours, of course. But there we go. More tat. I'm basically, what I'm going to do is I don't want to go to any shops or town or anything this month. I want to go cold turkey on shopping. Food shopping's fine because, that's stuff I need for the house, right? So Sainsbury's or whatever is fine. I don't want to go to town. I don't want to go to Forbidden Planet. I don't want to buy any Lego. So, yeah. Did I mention it was my mum's birthday soon? 6th of May, and Lizzie's birthday is the 9th of May. So anyway, I just bought a gift card from Boots for my mother because that's what she said she wanted. So I'll have to get a card and send that off to her. I'll probably get the kids to sign it. I'll get Liz to sign it. I might get the cats to sign it. That'd be nice. Yeah, so that's what I've just done. Hence me going to the hospital slightly later today, because I had a couple of little jobs to do, and also Priyanka made me wait for her to bring back the flowers. Thank you very much, Priyanka, if you ever watch this. I am very, very grateful. a lot of people have been very, very kind to me and sent me things or bought me things. Like I've had Lego sent to me. I had a massive box of sort of biscuits and cakes sent to me. I've had like a Lego type dragon construction set sent to me. Other bits and pieces, right, that I can't even begin to remember. It's just been very nice with the hassle that we're currently going through, you know. I don't expect it from anybody, but it's very nice when it happens. And there are some very good people out there. So I'm going home. If I remember, I'll show you the Radio Times covers later. See, the thing, Doctor Who and the Radio Times have had a very, very long history. So obviously the Radio Times used to be owned by the BBC. These days it's independent and it's a bit shit, if I'm honest with you. But if there's a Radio Times Doctor Who cover, I will buy it. And I have bought them really since the new series came back, because obviously, I think actually probably since Dimensions in Time in '93, when Doctor Who was officially off the air. That's officially probably when I started buying Doctor Who Radio Times. But of course there are lots of historic Radio Times Doctor Who covers as well. So yeah, if I remember, I'll show you those covers later. Lots of hoo-ha about the new Doctor Who, because he's probably just an excuse because he's black and allegedly gay. I don't care, to be honest with you. You know, it's like I'm upset about the direction that like Star Wars has gone in, and people say, oh, it's all woke and all this kind of stuff, but it's the plots, really. It's the scripts that do it for me. They've ruined the characters and they've destroyed some of the mythos, and some of the J.J. Abrams has got no concept of distance. You know, planets always seen within the sky, even though they should be light years away. Never mind, he did that with Star Trek as well. But like, when it comes to criticism of Doctor Who, I kind of think that people are missing the point. The Doctor's always been that way, inclined, not gay, I mean, but liberal, you know, kind of left-leaning, generally speaking. Although there was that story, was it Kablam, where Jodie Whittaker basically ended up supporting the Amazon type company and exploiting its workers. That one was a bit odd. But anyway, so yeah, people are having a go about the new Doctor, and I think it's just an excuse to be racist, right? It's about time we had a black Doctor. I wanted Patterson Joseph. I once accidentally called him Owen Patterson, and he is actually a Tory MP, and I said that to my boss, and I was like, I always cringe at that memory. You know, you've got some of those memories that you always cringe about. You say, what the fuck was I thinking about? That's one of those memories, right? Anyway, also, Ncuti Gatwa has a moustache. I have a moustache. Moustaches are cool, right? Therefore, if I ever wanted to cosplay as the whatever he is, Doctor 15th, can't remember now, 14th, I don't know, I'm 15th, yeah. Then basically, I would find it much easier because I have a moustache. Might be better off doing the Brigadier, although be a fat Brigadier, be a fat Doctor as well, come to that. But, you know, whatever. God, I am talking an absolute load of shite. It's because I'm in quite a good mood now. This morning I was quite depressed and tired and upset and maudlin and, you know. But now I've had an amazing day at work. It's been nice to get out of the house. It's good to get out at least once a week. I mean, I would go in Thursdays as well, but the problem is I don't have the meetings or whatever to support it. You know, it's just like burning petrol really for the sake of it. And anyway, so Liz doesn't like me being too late to the hospital. I'm not that I'm blaming her, but you know. Oh, Andrew, will you just shut up? Oh, I moan about my mother-in-law talking. I joke that if her eyes are open, her mouth has to be open. That's a joke, right? I'm horrible sometimes, but she's been very good to me. But I'm beginning to wonder if I've got the same disease talking on this vlog, if I'm honest with you. So I think I'm going to shut up now and just concentrate on driving home and listen to my 542-track, carefully curated driving playlist. Right then, we're home now. These are the very lovely flowers that Priyanka got for Elizabeth. I was just leaving work today and she asked me to wait 5 minutes and bought these lovely flowers. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to take flowers into the hospital, but I've put them in a nice vase. I've, you know, de-leaved them, whatever you're supposed to call it. And then finally, for today's vlog, as promised, these are the 3 Radio Times Doctor Who covers. 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. Hopefully you can see that without the light glaring too much on them. There we go. Very nice, eh? So, yeah, thanks very much for watching this episode. I think I'm going to call it a day. Bye!
If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.